But that won't work for me. I hear that a lot. And usually it's a case of people throwing in the towel far quicker than what they should have. QLA is about kissing a lot of frogs, and there's absolutely no substitute for that if you're on the right path. And I've talked quite a bit lately about case studies. They are apparently tremendously helpful, which is the intent. So I wanted to refresh your recollection on someone and then give you another example. I've talked about Yossi, who read Release Your Brakes, and it unlocked in him a memory he had forgotten about. And that was in the second grade. He went to school. The teacher gave him a book, said go home and do the examples in chapter 1. He went ahead and did that, but he was so excited with the book, he ended up doing all of the chapters. It was kids' book, so I don't think it was probably too many chapters, but did all the chapters and all the questions. And came back the next day to school. The teacher said, hey, you can't do this, Yossi. It's not fair to the other kids. They can't keep up. The teacher talked to his parents, and he got read the riot act when he went home. And when he read Release Your Brakes, he said it unlocked that memory. And now he understood over the past, I think he said 20 years, why when he gets to the precipice of success, he always backs off. And he said, I understand it now. I'm not going to do that anymore. But this past week, we had a discussion with Yossi, and we were talking about accountants and lawyers and bringing on them on a success-oriented rolled fee, deferred fee basis. So I talked to Yossi about what he was experiencing. And he said, yeah, I got my lawyers this week. I got them on a success-oriented basis. And I said, well, let's see if you pass the test. So you have them on a success fee basis. Does that mean you have a discounted fee on failed transactions? And he said, yes. If it's failed, they write off 80% of it and roll the other 20%. I said, oh, okay. But he made a point of saying that this was discounted, rolled, and deferred. And I said, yeah, well, rolled's deferred, right, if it's moved off to the first transaction. And he said, no, that's not what it is. And I said, okay, so let's make this simple. So you have a failed transaction, and 80% of it they write off. They throw it in the trash. Correct. Okay. 20% they roll to the first successful, where you give them a premium as well on their hourly rate. Yes. Okay, so that's rolled, but it's rolled and deferred. No. It's I want it better than that. And so what I said was that, yes, the 80% of the discount gets thrown away. We take the balance, roll it to the first transaction. But then he ended up saying, it's best for you and me in our venture also if we can deploy our capital so that we do the most deals. You'll end up working on the most deals. So the discount, appreciate that. Rolling the fee to the first successful transaction where I give you a premium. Thank you for that as well. But what I'd like to do is defer half of that payment into the future, which then allows me to use that capital to do something. That's okay. So you've taken that model to the next level. And he said, well, one of the things I wrote as a affirmation for myself is I am a trendsetter and doing things first. And I couldn't embrace that more. Good for Yossi. So I hope that helps. Some of the models here or best practices continue to evolve. That's one of the reasons I did the boot camp that I recently did, because the course I think I did 2 or 3 years ago. There are some things we've learned or new tools that can be used in that. So if that's helpful for you, the live boot camp is over, but we did all the recordings. And certainly it would make sense. I think it's the best work I've done, clearly, to grab that if you need to learn more about the QLA steps and the tools in which to do them. But yeah, I would encourage you all to be trendsetters and be focused on doing something first, better, or different, just as Yossi did in this case. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments or ideas for future episodes, please email Bruce at brucewhipple.com. And if you're not already on our mailing list, head over to brucewhipple.com and sign up and grab any of the free reports. That'll put you on the mailing list. There is a lot of free information you can use to acquire already profitable businesses. This is Bruce Whipple. Thanks for listening to the Business Acquisition Podcast. And remember, you miss 100% of the opportunities you fail to take. And procrastination truly is the thief of time. So do something today, please. Your future self will be proud of.